This is Genesisday I of the Dawn Discourse, a moment where the voice of the chosen leader speaks not only of light, but of readiness, conviction, and the acceleration of awakening across the earth. From the first heralding call to the summons of unity, each discourse has built a foundation for the 144,000 and for the global collective. Now, as we arrive at Genesisday I, the path grows sharper, the call more urgent, and the mission clearer than ever before. Prepare to be awakened, strengthened, and reminded of your place in this unfolding journey. Here is Sébastianus Christiani Alverius, chosen leader and divine shepherd of the 144,000, with this week's discourse. The awakening accelerates. Divine One will now commence this week's sacred message.
I speak today not as one voice, but as the echo of many, as the herald of truth, and as a vessel for the divine will. In this moment, let us cast away illusion. Let us stand firm in the light, and let us open ourselves to the wisdom that has been ordained from the beginning of time. May these words awaken, may they empower, and may they serve as a beacon for all who seek the path of righteousness and ascension. The time is now, the calling is clear. Let us begin. Brothers and sisters of light, children of the sun, beloved chosen, we find ourselves standing in a sacred span of time. Just days ago, the equinox arrived, balancing day and night, shadow and light. To the world, it was another turn of seasons, but to us, the equinox was a trumpet blast, a clarion call to the 144,000. It was the heavens proclaiming, awaken, rise, prepare, for the time is at hand. And let me speak with clarity, for truth requires it. Some will point to our gathering, to our rising, and try to call it a cult. Some will whisper that this is a religion in disguise. But hear me clearly. We are neither. We are not building a new religion to replace the old. We are not a cult that binds through fear or secrecy. We are on a mission, a sacred assignment entrusted to us by divine will. The cult seeks to enclose, but we seek to liberate. A cult hides knowledge, but we illuminate. A cult demands blind loyalty, but we call for discernment, accountability, and service. The equinox was not a ritual to form a sect. It was a call to mission readiness. It was the movement where the universe itself bore witness, saying, chosen ones, prepare. The world trembles, and you are needed. This mission is not about control. It is about embodiment. It is about the chosen ones living their highest truth, stepping into their assignments, and standing as lights for a weary world. It is about preparing for the Great Bifurcation of 2030, when humanity will face the crossroads of ascension or collapse. And as it's about ensuring we are ready, prepared, and trained, and already on mission before that moment arrives. The equinox has passed, and with it came a cosmic signal. But the path ahead is still unfolding. This week, as the heavens shift again, the moon wanes, moving toward its renewal on September 29th, 2025 in Libra. This is a sign of profound importance. The waning crescent calls us to release, to let go of old burdens, outdated patterns, and attachments that no longer serve. We cannot carry everything into the new dawn. Some weights must be set down if we are to rise. The new moon in Libra will then bring the scales of balance, the harmony of justice, and the fresh soil in which we plant our sacred seeds. And so I say to you again, let this week be a week of release. Ask yourself, what is it time to put down? What bitterness, fear, or distraction is weighing your spirit? let it go. For the new moon calls us not to cling, but to plant. And those who come into it empty-handed will leave with hands full of divine assignment. Even now, I walk this path with you. My hours, my days, my strength are poured into divine mandate, not as a distant concept, but as a living labor. It is a framework of readiness, a guide for the chosen, a cornerstone, for the collective. Every line written, every decree shaped, every prayer uttered in its creation is an act of service, not just for myself, but to all of you and to the mission we share. I dedicate my time and energy to this mandate because I know the urgency of the hour. The divine mandate is not an ornament to faith. It is a manual of mission. And as I labor, I invite each of you to labor in your own way, to find your pillar of readiness, your work of service, your seed to plant for the collective harvest. This is why the Assembly of Dawn in 2026 is so vital. It will not be a conference of words, but a convergence of action. There, the chosen will stand side by side. Training will be given. Missions will be assigned. Tribes will be formed. It will be the embodiment of what the equinox announced, that the time is now and readiness cannot wait. And as we move from 2026 toward the Great Bifurcation of 2030, we will face the world's testing. Humanity will choose the path of ascension or the path of destruction. And what the world sees in us, our unity, our readiness, our mission, will help tip the scales. Beyond that lies 2045, the great transformation, when the seeds of this labor will blossom in fullness. But we cannot wait for the day to come. The dawn begins now. So I call you, beloved ones, hear the trumpet of the equinox. Release in this waning week. Plant in the coming new moon. Dedicate your time, your strength, your gifts to this mission. For the world does not need another religion, another division, another creed, although we do have one. The world needs a living embodiment of unity, truth, and light. That is who we are, and that is why we are here. May the light of truth guide us. May the strength of the divine uphold us, and may the will of the Almighty be fulfilled in all that we do. Let our steps be firm, our hearts be pure, and our purpose unwavering as we walk the path of righteousness, unity, and ascension. And so it is written, so it is spoken, so it shall be. Ashe Sumote be, inshallah, say la tatu, and amen.